This episode of the Infowars News Blitz. Feds back down in new Bundy standoff. Feds are stealing money from children to pay debts to their parents. And Ron Paul says Bitcoin is not real money. That and a lot more. So stay tuned. Okay, folks, if you've been following the news on CNN and MSNBC, well, not MSNBC, but ABC and CBS, there's this rancher named Calvin Bundy who was in a land dispute with the BLM, saying that he had to pay all of his right property taxes. And to be honest with you, folks, his family has been on this land for about, well, before he was even born. What happened is this, that basically the BLM was trying to push him off, but for what purpose? However, there's a good news in this, and I'm going to get to that later on. However, the article I'll be reading here is called Feds Back Down in New Bundy Standoff, Agreed to Release Cattle. Underneath it says epic confrontation like something out of a movie. It was written by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones. The article says that basically one of the reporters, David Knight, who also was there, which I've heard on the Alex Jones show April the 11th, basically was there with the advance, as they advanced the position of the BLM, even after they were threatened to be shot. I mean, there were militias there. Because basically, if it was going to be Waco, if the Civil War was going to start there, it would have started there, and basically whatever. The article says that basically the BLM ended disputed threats that they would be shot at, eventually forcing the BLM feds to release 100 cattle that had been stolen from British as a part of a land grant dispute that threatened to scale into a Waco-style confrontation. The 10th standoff armed BLM agents backed off by at least one of the SWAT teams threatening to shoot at Bundy supporters if they marched closer to the line of vehicles. To be honest with you folks, they really didn't do it. I mean, basically, he got his cows back. I mean, basically, Bundy said that it would take the BLM said that it was going to minutes to release the cows, and Buddy said, you know what, no, forget it. We're coming at it right now. And here's the thing, though. Harry Reid was a part of this as well. Yeah, that criminal right there. He made a deal with the Tricoms to push every last rancher off their land. There are about 53 of those ranchers. They pushed up 52. Bundy wouldn't sell. And the main reason we do it because of some solar farm that the Chinese were going to set up. Harry actually promised them that basically he would have all the ranchers off by 2014. Well, that didn't happen. When I just broke that on Friday, they all had to stand down. But anyway, let's get on to our next report here. This is an article written by Thompson, Livingston, and the title is named Nightmare. Feds seized money from children from old debts of their parents. The article says here that a few weeks ago, with no choice, the U.S. government interpreted Mary Grievous's tax returns from both the IRS and the state of Maryland. Grace had no idea that Uncle Sam had seized her money some days later, where she got a letter saying that her refund had gone to satisfy an old debt of the government. A very old debt. I mean, the income tax, to be honest with you folks, I'm going to talk about this. The income tax was put into place by in 1913, and as I just said, it went from temporary, then permanent over the course of the century. Now everybody has to pay the income tax. To be honest with you folks, and sorry if I'm sound like I'm stuffed up or whatever, I got a case of the sniffles, if you're wondering why I sound like a beach ball, if I'm coughing like General Grievous from the Star Wars movies. But anyway, the Federal Reserve Act and the Federal Income Tax Act was both ratified in 1913. Or so they say. Well, the Federal Reserve Act was put into place in 1913. However, the federal income tax was not ratified. You don't have to pay the thing. And this woman here had her tax return taken. I mean, they're taking money out of their pockets of the American people, and basically they're all saying, can they do this? Well, heck no. I mean, a majority number of people are now realizing that the federal income tax is not what it really was supposed to be. That it goes in the pockets of every single penny goes in the pockets of the international tax bankers, and there's no statute, no law that says you have to pay the tax, period, and it was ratified. So basically, this is really an out of control situation here. I mean, they're just going to take everybody's money because we put up with it. An article from the Business Insider says that basically, Bitcoin is not true money. Well, at least to Ron Paul, of course. The article is named Ron Paul, Bitcoin is not true money. And it was written by Hunter Walker. Interesting name. Anyway, the article says that Ron Paul details his thoughts on Bitcoin in one of two posts he wrote on the question and answers set quarter. Wednesday, while the former Republican presidential candidate and congressman expressed support for the cryptocurrency, he also said it is not true money. It is not true money. Though I do not personally believe that Bitcoin is true money, it should be perfectly legal and there should be no restrictions on it. There should be no taxes on it, Paul wrote. The people who operate Bitcoin would, of course, be prohibited from committing fraud, but the people should be able to have competition, whether it is a blanket of commodities or cryptocurrencies. It should be perfectly legal. Also notes that Bitcoin requires freedom from government intervention when it comes to the internet to flourish. Well, basically, my point on here is this subject is that basically, it's like what Ron Paul said. It's not real money, and he's totally right. Alex Jones even said he's not going to actually get into this cryptocurrency because his gut's telling him to run from it when it collapses. And I think his gut might be right. It looks stable. It looks cool and all. But what happens when the government takes it over? What's going to happen when the government just, runs it into the ground or something? It doesn't seem perfectly legal. And for everyone else who's wondering why I sound like this, my voice has gotten worse. So anyway, I think Ron Paul is right. It should be free, it should be legal, or whatever, but free from government control. Well, that's all the news I have for you today. If you'd like to read more about these articles, please go to the links below. and or go to Infowars.com where you can find more about these articles so you can read them. This is Infowars Blitz. I am Infowars. Signing off. See ya.